Lisa. Hi, Mimo. It has been a while. Any update on the Fox shenanigans? You said that a fox was trying to eat your chickens. Hi. Hi, Mimo. I'm doing good. I have some snacks. Got some bread. I've got a fruit snack, and I've got some chocolate. So quite a variety. Mmm. Everything's gone. Only the kitsune remains. Oh, kitsune. Eating any good souls lately? I also really want to see your kitsune form. So I watched the Heartstopper movie, and it was pretty good. It had a lot of really sweet moments, like the blanket fort scene. Nick got a lot of spotlight, which I liked. That was really nice. Um, yeah, that was really cool. The only thing I didn't really care for was, oops, hang on.
Business.
The, Pride scene got kind of lackluster to me, mainly because it felt a bit empty, or a bit too safe, too surface level. Um, but that's okay. It wasn't bad. And Heartstopper's always been such a cute show, and I think we need more shows like that too. Because sometimes I just get tired with the whole like, we're dark and gritty. Look at us being dark and gritty. Like, I love shows that explore darker themes, but sometimes they make it their whole personality and their whole draw. And it's like, no, we need a little more than that too. We need a good story. A good story. Kids in it requires more souls, grr. Yes. So how have you been? What has been going on? um, my paperwork for my second job is finally almost done. I keep telling people that it's almost done, and then something new comes up, so I'm a little scared to say anything. Um, but as of now, the paperwork is mostly done. So I should be able to actually officially start soon. It's been months. Um, and I never had to do this much paperwork for my other jobs. Paperwork is boring, and it never ends. Mm-hmm. Paperwork is always so daunting because I never seem to understand what exactly they want me to write there. Yes. Yes, exactly. And then sometimes it's the same boring information over and over again. And I'm like, I'm so tired of giving you this information that you already have. Kat says I've been good. I worked on a game some and then made a saxophone quartet arrangement for the main theme from The Veil. I might make it into a video today. That's really cool. You play instruments? Or did you do it using a sound library? Enjoy your chicken salad sandwich. Kid's name? Sounds yummy. Yeah, of course. Good luck on the game and also the arrangement. I'd love to see the video. But with Heartstopper, there's a scene where Elle and the gang are at Pride, and Elle's on a float, and it looked really pretty. The Pride scene looked really nice. And Elle's just kind of calmly chanting, "What do we want? You know, trans rights. When do we want them? Now!" And that goes on for a long time. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. In fact, it's good. I really like that chant, but it also felt a bit too safe. Like, I don't know. We didn't hear like DIY or die or anything like that. Uh, um, you know, stuff that like trans rights now definitely covers a lot more. It's great, but it covers a lot more, and it's hard to argue with. But also we're at Pride, so like maybe a bit more I don't know, not anger, passion. I also think that the chant might have been recorded in post, so maybe that's why it doesn't have the same energy as it would in like a live event. But that's fine. That's just movie making for you. Mm-hmm. An ad? Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Another day, same pain.
Nope. No money for you, ad. Uh-huh. It's so annoying because even if your video isn't monetized, you still have to play stupid ads. Annoying ads. Emo says, yes, I play the saxophone and clarinet, but I did make it in Miscore because I only have clarinet, have a clarinet and a tenor. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh, Arisa says, well, I'm a furry. I'm not actively in the LGBT community. But I don't disagree. I just keep to myself and let people live their lives because it's not my business. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Agree. I think that's mostly how it should be. Um, you know, and then showing support by like um supporting LGBT creators and learning about other LGBT experiences, that kind of thing is helpful. But you don't always have to be active in a obvious way necessarily. um, Risa says, "Oh, sorry, I haven't been here as often. Work has been killing me, and I've been working on my art a lot on the big computer." Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. We missed you when you're not here, but uh, happy that you happy that you can join. Plus, if you're doing a lot of stuff on the computer, sometimes you don't want to be on the computer or on your phone, listening to someone else. Yeah, why does YouTube show me ads on my own video? Annoying. Johnny says one can also be a straight furry, in my humble opinion. Yeah, I think that furries also have like a lot in common with the general LGBT community, and there's a lot of overlap. Oh yeah. Hmm. So a few updates. I'm gonna make an actual video about this when I do my subscriber summer video. Um, but I'm doing a subathon. I posted about it in my channel. Um, Basically, it's for you guys. It's a regular live stream, but uh the amount of time I stream goes up with each interaction. We're also including donations as interactions, and the donations will be going to Alveus Sanctuary, Alveus Animal Sanctuary, which is a sanctuary in Texas. I have talked about it before, but yeah, I've talked about it before, and I think we watched some live streams of the animals from Alveus during a stream of mine as well. Um, I wanted to do some of them because I see people on Twitch doing it all the time. And I'm like, why not? Why not do one on YouTube? The main goal, I guess, is new ways to interact with subscribers and also celebrate my subscriber summer. So basically, my goal for the summer was to reach 1,000 subscribers, and I'm at 870 something right now. So it could be possible. Also, there will be so basically, I haven't devised a way to give out to choose who gets what yet, but there will be like prizes. So virtual prizes, virtual opportunities, that kind of thing. Uh, Based on like let's say you donate or we hit a certain milestone in donations or subscribers or something, we'll celebrate in a certain way. We'll also celebrate by me choosing one person from chat to spin a wheel for, and then I'll spin a wheel, and that person will get a prize, a virtual prize. I would love to do physical prizes, but currently I cannot. But maybe one day. One day, be nice. So the way it works is I put a widget on my video and you can see it and I can see it, and what it will do is when you comment you can add like plus 1 minute, plus 30 seconds, whatever, depending on what the uh, comment equals in terms of time. Then if I get a new subscriber, I'll add say a minute, and then if I get a donation, I'll add like say 5 minutes or 10 minutes, something like that. So the exact numbers and timing will be settled later, but that's the general idea. And maybe it may be able to join if the stream goes on long enough. Yes. Yeah, that'd be cool. And absolutely, you can join whenever you like with this that stream. Just like with any stream, it's like join when you can, leave if you need to, and we come back. That's totally fine. The other purpose of the stream is to earn hours. So watch hours in YouTube are very annoying and very difficult, unfortunately. But most of my watch hours come from live streams. Like currently, um, one live stream can give me about 10 hours, whereas a video may give me one. So, prizes that I have in mind currently, some of which include being able to choose the anime for our anime watch party, being able to do some kind of play a game with me. It may not be streamed because uh, some games are very laggy when I stream them, like impossible to watch laggy. But that'll be a prize. There'll also be one for like doing a presentation, like a presentation on a topic. So let's say I have a live stream and it's like 2 hours. Um, one person would come in and maybe do a 30-minute presentation on, I don't know, rocks or animals that they like, or a topic that they're interested in. It will be subject to my approval just to make sure it's not like anything graphic or bad for YouTube. But I don't think anyone would do that. Um, but that's an idea that I had. Um, and then another one is going to be choosing a video topic for me. So if you want to see me make a video on a certain topic, um, and then a couple other things as well. Aretha says my new profile pic took about a month to make on my computer and about 70 layers of paint, but it's finally done. Oh, congrats! Let's see. Well, let me look on your profile. No, let me look. Okay, Arisa the Kitsune. I want to see the profile. It needs to be big. Oh, a picture. Come on. Where? Rude. Hmm. Oh, found it. Ooh, this is cool. Wow. So it's a split screen of a kitsune with foxtails, of course, on either side. They're wearing gray and got fox ears. The fur has kind of a reddish tint with white tips on both the tail and the ears. And then the kitsune has like brown hair with more of a reddish tint on the other side due to the split screen. On one side she appears normal with like normal eyes. Does have fox mouth with fangs, but that's about the extent of um the differences. And then the other side, uh, her body and face are more grayed out, except for her hair and her fur. Her eye is fiery. Um, yeah, and there's also a mark on her forehead. Really cool. I love that. That's a really nice picture. Very dynamic too. Yeah, I'm glad you liked the virtual presentation because so many of my followers have such interesting lives and interesting things that they could talk about and interesting hobbies and stuff. So I think it'd be really fun to do a stream like that. Um, so it'll either be one person will win and be able to do that, or we could have multiple people. Um, and also the stream can also the presentation can also just be about like a PowerPoint or something, um, based on like what you like. It doesn't have to be anything like that you're knowledgeable on if you don't want to do that. Like I could do one on K-pop Demon Hunters. Oh, the music has been gone. It's back. Sorry about that. I also finally made my video about accessibility. Let's go ahead and watch that. In case we haven't seen it yet. Do. Okay. Yeah, I've been meaning to share like my actual videos on my streams because not everyone has the ability to uh watch them, or they forget like mm, to go watch them. So here I'm gonna add this. Oh, I also still really want to do a presentation on my K-pop Demon Hunters blind AU. So blind Huntrix AU. I'm not sure how to do it, but we'll see. More views by increasing the accessibility of your content. Hi, I'm by Baby, and I'm blind with some residual vision. Here are some ideas I had for making your videos more accessible for blind people. Audio descriptions. Audio descriptions are voiced descriptions placed over visual media. You can hear audio descriptions being used in the Netflix ATLA trailer.
A barefoot figure steps into an underground arena.
All around us.
A boy flies in an air glider wheelchair.
But audio descriptions can also be used in regular videos like this one. When I'm making a video, I usually describe any visual elements so that blind people know what's going on. Here's an example of me describing a nebula that recontextualizes my following reaction to it. There's two interlapping rings, or a few interlapping rings of fire, kind of like a Venn diagram. And then in the middle of them, where they kind of overlap, there's like a white circle with some green in it, and there's a black in the middle. It literally is so scared. What the hell? I'm so glad that our ancestors probably couldn't see this for a long time, because This is an actual ad. Without the description of the nebula, audiences might not understand why I had that reaction. A brief description bridges that gap and doesn't disrupt blind people's enjoyment of the video. You might notice I don't always voice my description. In that case, I always include them in the description box. The sound effect I play is not only for aesthetic purposes, it is for accessibility too. A sound can be heard alerting people to the fact that something has changed visually on the screen. Depending on the type of video, I try to use different cues so that people reading the image descriptions can get an idea where that image description is relevant. As an example, here's my video about Valko from Love in Deep Space. Some drip marketing of the new love interest before he was cancelled. The sixth love interest is named Valko. The image description says, clips of Valko include him in the kitchen cooking and high-fiving MC. He has a flipped tail and his usual wolf ears. And the image description. The image description does exactly what it sounds like. It describes the visual element of the video that I didn't verbally describe. Sometimes I don't verbally describe because I'm not sure what image I'm going to be using in the video, or if I'm going to include one at all. The description box is a good place to include extra information like that. Audio and image descriptions don't only help people on the blindness spectrum. They can help people with visual processing disorders, people with migraines, people listening to videos when they should be sleeping, or people doing other things while on YouTube. Accessible content improves the experience for everyone, and it makes sure to include more people. I hope this helps you reach new audiences. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Bye!
Dove men know. To dry longer than you need. Who cares for your skin?
I'm scared that the ads are gonna give me copyright strike. Come on. Okay. Oh. E. That's nice. How is the volume? I'm glad you like the sound effects idea. Yeah, that was something I'd seen other creators do, and then I was like, well, that sounds like a really cool idea to kind of let someone know that something has changed on the screen, and they should probably either ask about it or check the description or something. I wish that I I wish YouTube had a so I wish YouTube had something kind of like subtitles where you could turn it on and off, and you could do that with audio descriptions. I think that'd be really cool. Time to eat some fruit snacks. Yay! I always get a lot of purple fruit snacks. It's like a variety pack, and each pack comes in like a different colors. You never know which one you're gonna get. But I always get a lot of purple. And I like purple, I like grape, but it's not my favorite. also I still want to make my video on dating apps. Because I mentioned it several months ago. I mentioned it, and I was like, okay, dating apps. Why I'm quitting it, dating apps and becoming a nun. Obviously I'm not a nun. But I did consider it because the dating scene was so bad. But obviously now things are much better for me. But I would still like to use the opportunity to make the video. And talk about my experience with dating apps. Maybe how to use dating apps safely. For any people that are new to them. Oh, YouTube has that feature. Interesting. Or is it like auto dubbing? Because it's different. I know about the auto dubbing feature, but I don't know about the audio description feature. Mm. Yeah, I think that it depends on what kind of video you're making, I think. Also, sometimes like with my scripted videos, I'll plan them out and try to make pauses for um descriptions or anything like that. Or I'll try to make it obvious what I'm talking about. So like example, say like in this picture, in this chart you can see blah blah blah. But I think that any way you do it is fine as long as the information is accessible in some way. So whether that's in the actual video, with added audio description on top, in the description box, you're good. You have a lot of hobbies, Mimo. I'm very impressed. Johnny says, I hate dating apps. Let's go for a coffee, folks. Yes. Let's all collectively go for a coffee. One day in Prague. Coffee is great, and also brunch is a superior meal. Everyone wants to do dinner because I guess the idea is that after dinner is sexy times, but man, I don't know. I could get horny after a nice brunch. What do you think, Mimo? What do you think, chat? Mimo says, yes, not auto dubbing. You can upload a specialized audio description check for my language. For any language you already have audio in. Interesting. I'll have to look this up. Johnny would probably drink a beer in Prague. Does Prague have good beer? I know Germany's supposed to have good beer. I don't drink beer, but if I were to, I would drink it somewhere where they're famous for having good beer. Emo says, I don't drink, but I've heard from everyone around me that we have really good beer here. Beer. Homer. Oh. Chaz says, yeah, Czechia is famous for beer too. Oh, that's cool. Alright, so you can get a beer there, Johnny. And may as well meet up in Prague one day. One day. Yeah, so my upcoming videos will be like dating apps, dating app safety, probably also the K-pop Demon Hunters AU. Not sure how I'm gonna do that. It might just be me explaining the AU with some pictures, because I don't think I can play the audio clips without getting copyright struck. So yeah, those are my plans so far. One day, yeah. Exactly. Be nice. Be real nice, won't it? I have not seen the new Avatar Aang movie yet. I really want to. But a friend is gonna come over and we're gonna watch it together. So, oh, I meant to see if Paramount has, descriptions. Let's see, does the Paramount app have audio descriptions? Yes. Though it varies by title, language, and region. Let's see, does the Aang movie on the Paramount app? I would assume so, since it's a new movie. Okay, maybe I need to be specific with Aang the Last Airbender. Okay. People are saying, it's saying online that they don't know. Johnny says, safety measure for dating apps. Always meet at a public place for the first time. Many men went on strange Tinder dates in Frankfurt and were robbed by a gang. Oh my god. Scary. Yeah, scary. Also, some people may not be who they claim that they are. I know some dating apps, I'm not sure about Tinder, but some dating apps have, like a live chat thing where you can video chat each other. There's also a few options like asking them to take a picture with a fork. Just something random, because sometimes a selfie could be taken from someone else or could be faked. So yeah, that's scary though. No, Blackpink, that is copyright music. Blackpink, why are you trying to cancel my stream? I almost didn't catch it in time. I hope it might just tell me to remove that part of the stream where the copyrighted music was playing. But basically, dating apps can be very scary. People can fake stuff. So yeah, I also agree with Johnny in that meeting up in a public place like a coffee shop or a cafe, maybe even a bar, just somewhere where other people are. Um, and then if nothing else, you can also almost always go to the bartender because they're not gonna be drunk. And they'll also have access to like a phone or something. Um, if you need help. Scary. And so, Aang movie. Okay. I'm excited for the Aang movie. I heard it was good. I know that I reacted to the trailer last time, and it was so pretty. Like, why is everyone hot now? um, I also love that Zuko, for the longest time since 2008 probably or 2005 when it came out, Zuko, a scarred a person with a prominent scar, a prominent facial difference, um, has been considered attractive or pretty or um, handsome, whatever, by fans. And that continues now. People are like saying, oh my god, his hair. I think his season 3 hair is probably my favorite still. Um, but I absolutely love this long hair. It looks gorgeous. So, and I also love that, a disabled person is considered attractive. It just warms my heart because a lot of times people with facial scars, especially burn scars, are ostracized or sometimes not considered attractive anymore, just because of the facial difference. Uh, and so it's nice to see a character who was introduced with a scar and being considered attractive. I definitely had a crush on him when I was watching the show growing up, and then crush on her now. Katara is also absolutely beautiful. Oh my god, Katara. Anyway, everyone looks attractive. They all look really really nice, and grown up, it's really cool. Mm. I was a little confused about why they replaced Dante Bosco as Zuko because he still sounds the same. Sounds the exact same. Even Mae Whitman could have played guitar because she sounds the same. Uh, Honestly, a lot of them probably could have, except for Aang. However, I know that they really wanted to try casting diversely this time. And so that's good. We also have a blind actress for Toph, Dion Quinn. So that's really amazing. I'm excited for their adult voices, especially because I know they wanted to honor like their promise to cast diversely and also uh I guess capture them having an older voice. But Dante Bosco, I'm so confused because he's Asian and he still sounds the same. Um, you know, I mean, and I thought maybe they would want to give someone else a chance to play Zuko. But the guy who plays Zuko is quite famous, I believe. Isn't it Steven Yeun? So someone quite famous. Let's see who plays Zuko in the Aang movie. Nah, cause even Dante Bosco sounds the exact same. Steven Yeun. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it said a couple of things said that uh Dante Bosco would be reprising his role as Zuko. Hi Mobius. Hello. Yeah, so we're talking about the Avatar The Last Airbender Aang movie, the new Aang movie. No spoilers 'cause I haven't seen it, so there'll be no spoilers here. Um but so far I love the casting. I just wish that they kept Dante as Zuko if their goal was to cast indigenous and Asian people moving forward. They really could have done this for Korra, as far back as Korra, and they did cast a little more, a few more Asian actors and indigenous actors, I believe, for Korra. But at that time, like I can kind of understand, not support, but kind of understand, like in 2005, it wasn't the discussion wasn't as prominent, but they did have indigenous writers in the room and Asian writers in the room, which is cool, which is more than Netflix Netflix had. Um, yeah, and for Korra, this was I don't know if it was being made during the M Night Shyamalan live action movie because it came out in 2012, I believe. Korra did. Korra came out in 2000. Korra came out in 2012, and that had just so it's probably being made around the time when the M Night Shyamalan movie was coming out and facing had come out and faced backlash. So I'm surprised that they didn't cast in this way with indigenous and Asian actors. This for Korra. I know that Jeanette Varney, who played Korra, is very passionate about uh giving like providing more roles for indigenous actors, and she said that she will never play Korra ever again because it's very important to her. And I really respect her for that because moving forward is when we should be, you know, when we should be casting diversely. Like I think for the most part, you want the same actors to play characters that they played for years. But if there's going to be like a recast or a reboot or a remake or a spin-off or something, they want to cast more diversely moving forward. I know it's kind of a hot issue for some people, but for me, um, I think that there's no harm in trying to cast more diversely, especially because as a disabled person, we don't get a lot of opportunities in general. And I know disabled actors also don't, and so sometimes you have to have these initiatives and these goals to cast diversely, just to give actors a chance to even sometimes get in the audition room. It's hard. And even Dion Quinn has been around for years. Like she played Kimmy. I found an article about her in I think it's from 2000, 1999 to 2000, one of those. She'd been filming, she'd been recording for Kimmy in Rugrats. So, but anyway, fun times. I do love that Jeanette Varney and Dante Bosco are really involved in the Avatar fandom. That's really nice. And I listened to the podcast, the Avatar podcast. That's really nice. Hello. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. Just based on like what I've seen other people say and my own feelings, and of course my own experience with disability. I feel like it would be confusing if I wasn't for casting diversity, especially because a lot of actors just don't get the same opportunity to even audition sometimes. Netflix though, I know I gave Netflix a lot of issues, but I did love Ty Lee in um the Avatar Netflix show. I love Ty Lee. Ty Lee, first of all, um, the girl who plays her is from To All the Boys I Loved Before, and it was such a interesting. Like I wouldn't have expected her to be able to do all the stunts and stuff, and she did. It was really cool. So I was really looking forward to seeing her as Ty Lee. because it was so unexpected. And then she looked so cute. She looked so cute, and the mannerisms and her facial expressions and her voice, everything. Oh, I love Teddy. I love Teddy so much. Honestly, I know I made a whole video about, how Toph should have been played by a blind actress, but Miyako did such a good job as Toph. And I thought that her work and dedication to portraying a blind character well was it's shown through, especially in the work with Joe Stretchy, the blindness coordinator. But I still think that a lot of my issue with the Netflix show is the writing. Because they clearly had a lot of love went into. Hang on, there's an ad. Clearly, a lot of love went into the set design and collaborating with indigenous people for like art in their costumes and casting. The casting was really good. Um, I also think that they obviously like someone's obviously putting in a lot of effort somewhere. It's just not in the writers' room. Or when it is in the writers' room, because I know some of these writers are very talented, like they've been doing quite famous stuff, quite involved with quite famous projects. But I feel like one thing that it seems like they didn't do was have as many people involved uh in the writers' room, like with indigenous people. I knew that people were praising the original ATLA for involving indigenous writers in the writers' room, but apparently the Netflix show didn't have indigenous writers, which is weird because two of their main casts are indigenous, and that's also something that like we sure you can do research, but the issue with that is with indigenous cultures, not everything is shared with everybody. Uh, and so something might be forbidden, or something might be confusing, or something might be really hard to research or impossible to research because we're not giving access to that information. Um, but a writer in the writers' room could have more definitely kind of handled certain things. I didn't really hear too many complaints about that. It was just something that, you know, I'm like, well, if I had issues with the writing as a blind person, I'm like, surely, if there are no indigenous writers in the writers' room, they also must have come up uh with an issue with the script, or things that cannot be really changed with dedication and then love. Because the script is, you kind of have to follow it for the most part. So I have mixed feelings about it. I think that overall, I think that if they got a new writing team, had like a continuity person to check, had maybe someone for like telling versus showing, like a beta reader almost, because sometimes you need that, especially in TV. Um, or dialogue's technically showing, but sometimes it can come across very tell-y, like, let me tell you why we need to do this. And it's like talking to the audience instead of, organically being in the show. That makes sense. Uh, honestly, most of my issues with the Netflix show were the writing and pacing, that kind of thing. So a lot of that could have been solved by hiring more experienced writers or editors to help the writing team. But I love Tylee. Tylee's my baby. I think in terms of performance, Dallas Liu, Miyako and girl who played Telly were some of my favorites. I thought Azula did better in uh, this season as well. But we also got to remember that performance also comes down to direction and writing. So it's, someone could be a very talented actor, but if they have to say lines that don't make sense or they're being told to act in a certain way or convey certain information, in a certain way by the director, then there's only so much that they can do as actors. But I thought overall the casting was good. I hate to say this, but I think some of the set design was better in the 2010 movie. I know it's blasphemy to say anything good about that movie, but I think overall the some of the set design they actually built sets instead of using the big screen, the big indoor screen, and I think that um the the practical sets that they built for season 2 of Netflix show really was an improvement over season 1. Like I didn't mind as much when it was scenes of them in the forest or whatever, but it felt very like when they get to the Northern Water Tribe, it felt very tight and like the actors don't have a lot of space, even though you can see space in the background. So I'm in favor of like practical sets being built when possible, and maybe like a screen for like the background so that you don't have to deal with changing lights and just changing lighting and weather and things like that. Although season 2 they did build Blessing Say outside, so that was really cool. So there were some things that I liked, and other people have said that they liked as well. It's just that most of the videos I'm seeing are clowning on the writing, which in a show like this, it's so heavy. Like it's so heavy in terms of lore, and we've also seen this done better. It hits a nerve, I think, when it's fumbled badly. Hopefully, they can improve for season 3. Mommy says, and I see I missed quite the conversation before in chat. It's okay. Johnny says one of the most successful movies in Germany was The Shoe of the Manitou, a Winnetou parody. It features American Native played by a white man, a Mexican played by a Turk, and a gay American Native. I don't think this movie would have been possible in the US or nowadays. That's really funny that they. That's strange. Like, they have a native played by a white man, but they also had a gay Native American that they could have used. They could have hired to portray the, the, the Native American in the movie. I'm very confused. Oh, Johnny says, oh, and an American and an Armenian playing a Greek. What's going on? What's happening? They were like, oh yes, let's hire people, but we're not gonna hire anyone according to their nationality. We're gonna mix them all up. We're gonna. I shouldn't be laughing because it's not good, but it's still really funny that. How did they do that? Oh, funny. Hopefully we are doing better nowadays. Or trying to. And I don't think that these initiatives to hire more diversely would be needed if we had done that in the first place. Like, I probably wouldn't give as much of a damn about Miyako as a non-blind actress playing a blind person if blind actors were hired more regularly just to play blind characters or play any character. You know, it wouldn't be as much of an issue. But for now, it is unfortunately an issue. You know what? I want Netflix should hire me to be their consultant one day. I'll be their beta reader. Netflix, if you see this, I will sensitivity read your script and give you tips on how to write blind characters better. Because I had a lot to say about the script for Tough. Miyako's performance was great. I thought it was great. But the script made me laugh a few times in places where I should not have laughed. John says it was 1990s, yeah. Yeah, they totally should. I'm sad about Heartstopper ending. I enjoyed the movie, but also felt sad that it was over. Yeah. Oh, I also wanted to tell you guys about the time I met Toph's voice actress. So I was at a convention and one of my friends told me that Michaela Murphy was there. Michaela Murphy plays Toph in the original ATLA. And um, after I was done shopping, me and my friend went up to her at the table and she was just chilling. She had on her Toph headband. And she she introduced herself and I introduced myself and I said that I was blind and explained like I had a little bit of vision but not much. And then she said she had done a lot of research for since she had played a blind character and a lot of research following. She also asked me like when I started watching Avatar and I said I was quite young. I was a teenager and she said, "Oh, we're probably around the same age," and we were. That's really exciting. Yeah, and then I think she's a couple months old. Either she's a couple months older than me, or I'm a couple months older than her. I can't remember. I remained surprisingly calm throughout meeting her, but I also think that it was a very chill environment, and I wasn't like being rushed or anything. There wasn't like a huge line because a lot of people had already seen her. So, I just got to chill and talk to her for a little bit. She described like everything that was on the table. So she had commissioned a lot of art of Toph to be signed. She also had a Funko Pop, and she had a copy of Toph's Metal Bending Academy comic book. Yeah, Toph's Metal Bending Academy comic book that she signed. So I got the comic book and a poster, and she signed both of them in big print for me. And it was very nice. She described like what was on the table and what the art looked like. So I was able to choose based on that. So I could tell she'd done her research even before she told me. And we also traded blind jokes. It was funny. So I really enjoyed meeting Michaela Murphy. Oh yeah, I'm surprised I hadn't shared that before. Yeah. Yeah, it was really fun. A lot of voice actors go to conventions, so that's really nice, and that's a nice way to meet them. The only issue is that if you're a fan of voice actors from video games, they may not know all the stuff that they've been in, because sometimes when they're recording, they're not allowed to know what the title is. Sometimes not even what their character is, like who their character is. So I was listening to. I had been shopping at a booth, and I was listening to two voice actors talk to someone about being in video games, and they said it's very different because like someone will come up to them and be like, "Hey, what was it like doing this franchise?" And they'll be like, "Wait, I was in that." I don't think it's really the same with anime and cartoons, but I do know that when they're auditioning, they don't necessarily know who they're auditioning for. I think they're given maybe a picture and like a description or something, but they don't always know like what it is they're auditioning for. Um, and then video games are complete mystery. Yeah, they might not even know who they're playing until they get residuals for it. Funny. Alrighty. Let's see. I think I'm gonna call it a day for today. Mostly since I got to meet quite a few voice actors and it was awesome. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, who did you get to meet? Because I've met obviously Michaela Murphy, who plays Toph. I've met Grey Delisle, who plays Azula. I've also met Brina Palencia, who plays Holo in Spice and Wolf. Well, that was really cool. I got a picture with Brina. Got to talk to her a little bit. Grey Delisle was, there was a bit of a line behind us, so we were trying not to have too much time from her. But we got to talk to her, and she did a Azula impression, and that was really cool. I might share the video if I can. Yeah. Hi, Orphan. You made it. Yeah, I know that a lot of voice actors, especially in the U.S., a lot of them are either in L.A., of course, or Texas, because Texas is where a lot of the studios are for some reason. So a lot of voice actors come. They'll go to the big conventions like New York and L.A., but they also go to the ones in Texas because they're quite close. And then, of course, a couple places in the South is nice too. Like I know there's a really big convention in Georgia and Florida. I think it's Anime Matsuri. Honestly, one of my goals is to guest as a VTuber at a convention. I don't know if it would be possible. I might have to do like a panel or something first to get people's attention, and show that I'm an actual reliable person. But yeah, that's a goal I have one day. Mimo says, I only got to meet my favorite musicians, but I don't think I met any famous voice actors. Risa, that's a cute expression. Nima says, well, with one exception, but I don't quite want to dox myself. That's okay. Be safe. That would be cool. Orphon says, yeah, we have Comic Con and Dragon Con in Atlanta. Yeah, Atlanta has a lot of big conventions, so that's nice. Arisa. Yeah, Arisa also lives near. But there's so many furry conventions, they might not be y'all's thing, but it's mine. Yeah, that sounds really cool. I honestly am not a furry myself, but I love the craftsmanship that people have. Like the things that they can make are amazing, and they're almost always like self-funded. You know, they're not mass-produced. You can't like mass-produce that kind of thing is as much. And yeah, Atlanta's cool. For my US people, we might be able to do like an Atlanta Con meetup or something. You live close-ish to Atlanta, but you hate going there. Fair. I think any big cities will be quite crowded. Yeah. Okay. So Mobius says, you met Erica Harlitcher, who voiced on Anatomiki. Ash Keston's the voice actress. Sarah Notch No Not a Chimney? Not Chimney? Recently. That's cool. Yeah, I heard pursuits are very expensive. Yeah, if you have fun with it, Arisa, like, go for it. Just stay hydrated. In the heat in your fursuit. Stay hydrated. Or fun says, I especially hate driving through there for work. Atlanta and Boston are tied for worst driving. That's funny. But yeah, maybe one day a meetup in America would be cool, especially at conventions because those are pretty like big events anyway, and so a lot of people can come out of town for those types of events rather than just a coffee shop meetup or something, you know. And then I can do like I could just go there as a person. I don't necessarily have to be a guest. This is just my career goal as a VTuber. But it'd be cool maybe one day. Moby says Phoenix is pretty bad as well. Yeah, I'd love to meet some of y'all too. Tanya says, how's the water drinking coming along? Not well. Not well. Thank you. I think one of my... So I saw someone suggest on what to do during a subathon. Someone suggested a punishment wheel. And I was like, okay, we'll try that. But one of those would be drinking water for me. It wouldn't be like an actual bad punishment. It'd be like saying meow after every sentence or drinking water. Something like that. So I might incorporate something like that into the subathon as well. Or fun, Mobius, we're doing a subathon. Doing a subathon on the 21st. Friday the 21st. At noon EST. Mobius says that I'd absolutely be doing Dr. Maruki cosplay for conventions. Yeah, Renfest would also be cool. Yay! Thank you. Yeah, I'll put our reminders in the Discord as well. As well as like suggestions, like if there's anything y'all particularly want to see in the subathon, because it's gonna go on for quite a while. Like each donation, each subscription, each comment will add time to the stream. So and then even if you can't make it to the actual stream, you can also rewatch the VOD, the video when it goes up, or my stream highlights. I also post those. And and we'll also be raising money for Alveus Sanctuary in Texas. I don't expect a lot of donations, but any donation would be helpful, I think, for Alveus. So, and I think a subathon is a fun way to do that. You know? It's okay, Mimo. Yeah, you can just watch the video once it comes out. It's no problem. We'll miss you though. Orifon says it's one of the best Ren fairs. There's a huge village with actual buildings and with bathrooms and lots of shade. Oh, nice. Wow, actual buildings. That's cool. It sounds a lot more immersive. Yeah, and meanwhile, one of my subscribers also informed me that summer doesn't technically end until September 21st, so I could potentially do another one. This is just my attempt to try one and see how it works, see how it goes. Because again, I don't know, there might be maybe no one will show up. You never know with these things. It'll for you guys, it'll basically be the same as any live stream. You can dip in and out. You can join late if you want. You can not join at all. Just watch the VOD later. So that's no problem. For me, the only difference will be that I'm asking you guys to add you'll add like a plus 30 or something at the end of your comment. Each comment that you make, I'll post something about it later, how it works. Plus 30 would be like plus 30 seconds. It would make the stream go longer. And then each donation would be like a full minute or a full 5 minutes, maybe even full 10 minutes. So that's gonna be the main difference for me. I might pre-record a little bit of content so I can have some breaks, but not too much. Good luck on the subathon. Thank you. Orphon says, yeah, most of the Ren fairs are usually a bunch of tents on flat land. We have a jousting arena with bleachers and a pirate ship and tons of bars and restaurants. What? That sounds so cool. I wanna go. I love Ren fairs. Yeah, most of the Ren fairs, the ones that I've been to, were little like stalls and a couple stage areas where like people did performances. There were some bathrooms and like some food areas, but they were like part of the original architecture of the place. It wasn't like Ren Fair specific. But yeah, I'd love to go to a Ren Fair. I have seen a what's it called? I've seen a jousting match with actual horses. That was really cool. I was more interested in the horses, but you know, I've also seen a oh my god, what's it called when knights fight each other? So we were there and it was raining and they were in like a small arena with like wooden like a wrestling arena, but it was on the grass and it had wooden rails. They were all in armor and they started and they basically just wailed on each other. they would like collapse and they just kind of lay there because they were so uh of course so beat up and then of course tired, and then your armor weighs a lot, or weighs a more considerable amount than if you didn't have armor, so they have to be helped up after. But it was really cool, and it was really funny also because it started raining slightly and someone was like, we're gonna rest. So that was really cool, and I'd like to see more of that kind of thing. A pirate ship would be really cool. Orphon says, oh, there's also a two-story Hook's Lounge overlooking the jousting area. I've always wanted to rent a table for the day and have a good place to hang out. Yeah. That sounds cool. Especially because you can see the jousting really well. Oh, I think a Ren Fair themed slumber party would be fun. Maybe not Ren Fair specifically, but like some kind of historic theme. Not sure how I would narrow it down though, because I wouldn't want it to be too narrow. But like, you know, with Ren Fair, like obviously there's the main time period theme, but you do have people dressed as mermaids, you have people dressed as pirates, you have people coming in as knights and princesses, you have people coming in as fairies. It's a lot. So everyone's seen people. Some people on the internet have done taking pictures of them as Star Trek characters. So it'd be really cool. Johnny says I did go to a lot of medieval fairs and a lot of medieval folk and rock bands when I was younger. Medieval folk and rock bands sound really cool. Yeah, I really like mixing of genres like that. Alright. I am a bit tired now, but the next let's see. On the next stream. There's no watch party today since those are usually on Fridays. But the next stream will be a slumber party stream. It's on August 7th, so this Friday. At 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that will be followed by another anime watch party. We'll be watching more of Spice and Wolf. So I'll also be sharing that in the Discord as well as the subathon information. So thank you so much for joining today. It was really great to see everybody, and I'm glad that more people got to join this time.